In today's lecture, we will talk about summations. Summations are basically the mathematical notations which are very much used in statistics and other mathematical calculations. So let's see what they are and how we work with them. In order to do so, I I insert an equation mode in my PowerPoint. So let's put an equation mode, and using this equation mode, let's use this summation and see how we do the things with it. But before this, suppose we have some data set x is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.2, 3.1, 4.6, 4.5, and I want you to have a 3.1 over here, like 1.2 over here, and we have something like 5.3, something like 6.1, something like 7, something like 8, 9. So in all, we have basically these values which basically comprise our data set. There are total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's restart the count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 values we have in this data set. Now let's say I have some summation, and the summation says that I equals to 1 to 6 to 7, let's say. And then we have over here something like this. Sorry, in this block, we have something like this. And this is xi. So what does it mean? There's a little confusion among the students, so be very careful when you are working with the summations. And I will try to explain this thing in a simple way so that it is easier to understand. It is easier to understand. Summation I equals to 1 to 7 xi means something like this. If I expand it, then this means let's insert another equation, or rather inserting the equation, let's copy paste this thing. So I is the index number, and it basically says that start from the first value of x and go till the seventh value of x. Okay, so this would be something like this. X1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6 and plus x7. This is what it means. If we further elaborate it, then this becomes equal to, what do we have x1? For x1 we have 1, x2 is our 2, x3, the third value of x, is 3, x4 is basically 4, x5 is 1.2, x6 is 3.1 and x7 is 4.5. And so we will sum them up, we will add them all together, and then this will give us the answer. So let's open the calculator over here, and if we add them, what do we get? It's basically 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1.2 plus 3.1 plus 4.5, and this is 18.8. So if the additions are done correctly, so 18.8 is the result of this summation that was shown. Important thing to remember is that with whatever symbol we indicate our dataset with, we apply that same symbol in the summation sign with a smaller case. And each xi indicate the value of x. So this first value is x1, this is x2, this is x3, then x4 is 4, then x5 is 1.2, then x6 is 3.1, then x7 is 4.5, x8 is 5.3, and then we have x9 6.1, x10 is 7, x11 is 8, x12 is 9, and x13 is 10. So this is what is meant by doing this summation. If let's take another example to see how differently summations can be asked. So let's say that suppose the question was I equals to 2 to 7 xi. And what does this mean? It means I have to start from the second value of x and go up till the seventh value of x. Okay, so in this summation, the following values of x would be included. So from x2 to x7, and the result of this would be 17.8. This would be 17.8. Let's take another quick example. Suppose you were asked and it was, I mean, you can just put any mathematical expression over here. So suppose it was this thing. Okay, let's bring it to 1. So what would this summation be equal to? In that case, I would be basically adding 1 to every value of x and then summing them all. So previously we have done this xi's summation. In this case, the summation would change to something like this, like x1, the first value of I is 1, so x1 is 1, but I have to add 1 to it. In this way, I would be adding 1 to every value of x that we have got in this summation, 1 to every value of x that we have got in this summation, 1 to every value of x that we have got in this summation, and be careful about the parentheses. So likewise over here, likewise over here, and similarly over here. And then we will do all the summations or all the additions, total things, and then whatever the result would come out would be the result of this summation. So in this way, there could be any mathematical expression, like for example, summation xi square, summation xi upon 2, summation xi cube. There could be anything. If one last thing in the summations, if there was, let's say, y over here, then summation xi does not make any sense. There would be y. So we basically use that same letter that has been used to indicate the data set. So that was about the summations. If there is any question, anything that you want to ask, you can ask in the comments or contact me.